I'm Dewey Blackover Cooper, also Francis Ngannou's striking coach.
Hi, man. Thank you so much for having me.
My name is Maxwell Kalu, founder of the African Warriors Fighting Championship.
And we are on the African Fighters podcast.
Make sure you follow, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe to the African Fighters.
The African Fighters.
This is a podcast, your African Fighter podcast. Feel free to tune in and follow them on Instagram.
And you tuned in to the African Fighters.
Come on, Africans!
Yeah, we are going to talk about the TUF, the Ultimate Fighters season 30 was announced. Yeah, and it's gonna be, the coaches are going to be Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Pena. And now it's gonna be the heavyweights, the men heavyweights, and a female division. I cannot remember which one it is. So the men heavyweights, what we are yeah. So heavyweights, big meat, big power. And then the thing is, the person on that card that got our attention is brother to Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman calls him my little big brother. In the person of Mohammed Usman. Mohammed Usman's last fight was on PFL. He was trying to get that $1 million. But we're not just going to talk about that fight. What we're going to talk about is the chances of Mohammed Usman getting a fight deal with the UFC and joining the UFC heavyweights. I think the last Ultimate Fighter they handed a lot of contracts, right? UFC handed a lot of contracts out to those guys, and so are you excited about this? What's your take on this?
I'm excited. Very excited. I think this is the correct way for Mo to come to the UFC through TUF, because I think that it's been a banner shadow a lot too as well. But I think that it's good for him for the fans to see his personality and through TUF. He's going to be there for a month. They're going to see his skills over a month, 3, 4, 5 fights. Maybe not the final, maybe 3, 4, 5 fights. So I think it's good for the fans to see him as his own person. I'm sure Usman will make a lot of appearances as well in that TUF. What he did. I'm very happy about this. Very excited about it. I think it's good for his profile for sure. And I think I can get to the final and win and get to the UFC. I think it will be a good experience for him as well to get it. Because the thing about TUF is that when you fight on TUF until the final, it doesn't count on your record. So it's good to get that experience. Maybe you can fight 2, 3 times, during the season. Just get the experience, get better in experience and not affect his record. I'm very happy for him to get on the show.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy as well for him. I see him kind of walking through his big brother footsteps. His big brother I don't know about his wrestling credentials, so I wouldn't say he's
I didn't even think about that part.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that one. That's cool. You better want TUF. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
If he wins TUF, he's gonna be. I'm not sure if this has happened before. If a brother wins TUF and then.
I'm pretty sure that was the first. That's the first brother duel. That would be the first brother.
But do you think there's any pressure on his back to match his brother's success, just like Stephen Curry and Seth Curry type of thing?
For sure. I think there's pressure on him, and I feel like that's probably what affected his career so far. Because I can tell, like, Kamaru is always kind of follow your own journey. But I think he's trying to put himself under that pressure to do what his brother is doing. And I think sometimes, so when you have seen his brother do the things that brother has done, I feel like it feels like I don't want to say it takes, but I feel like when you see something that they do, and you know the person personally, it feels easier than normal, because you see that something is doing it. It feels like it's easier, than just. So like if there's nobody around you has done it before, it's more difficult. When you see someone that you do something, it feels easier to do. But I think it's not the right way. First of all, because I'm sure you people have signed in a few years ago. He did sign with the UFC, signed with the PFL. That didn't work out. Now it's going too TUF. I think TUF is because the other thing about going to contender series, which I think contender is still high level. Like the guys who come to contender series are high level.
Contender series is no joke. It's no joke. It's no joke. Those guys are ready.
Perfect.
Yeah, TUF is perfect. Yeah, because I think UFC are not really stingy with the contracts when it comes to TUF. But yeah, And the question, answering the question that I just asked you about him being in his brother's shadows, him having that Steph Curry effect, I actually do think that that affects him a lot because whenever there is a headline, there is always Kamaru Usman's brother. Just
Yeah.
like just like the way when we post this video, we'll put Kamaru Usman's brother, Mohammed Usman, right? That's that's the that he
But it's a good thing for him. It's a good thing for him
yeah. Well,
also as well.
you think it's a good thing as well?
Because like that helps him. That helps him like people know he's because of his brother is. So like that
Okay.
gives
I
him
have,
a
I
platform.
just have, sorry
Yeah.
to cut you off. I just have one observation I made. When he fought in PFL, the guy he fought in PFL looked way bigger than him. I don't know if PFL
Yes.
has an open heavyweight division. Maybe the guy was a super heavyweight, or is it that Mohammed Usman, the moto, is like a small heavyweight? Do you think maybe he's small for the heavyweight division?
I'm
Because the
surprised.
UFC.
I'm surprised. I feel like go on. Sorry, what are you gonna say?
Because like the UFC in their heavyweight, they have like a 265 pounds cap, right? They don't have super heavyweight in they don't because super heavyweight is actually a thing in MMA, but UFC don't have that
Right.
division. So do you think he's a small heavyweight?
I think he has become taller than me. Usman was big. Muhammad was very big before. I
Mm-hmm.
think he. I think he's gonna UFC. If he gets straight off, I think he's gonna drop down to like 205. That's what I think. That's
Mm.
become very league. But I think that the chance to get to the UFC was too tough. Was heavyweight was right. I think he just said like, come on, I'm just gonna do the weight. And then when he get to the UFC, I can take that weight down. But none of that I've done it before. When he gets to tough, they go up
Mm.
higher weight, and then when they get to the actual UFC, they talk about. I think like he's just doing tough at heavyweight to get to the top. I think eventually it's going to go to like the weight because he has lost a lot of weight in the last year. You will see his progression. He has dropped a lot of weight, and that's why he was looking so small. I don't think that guy weighed more than 230 pounds today.
Mm. You think so, eh?
He's looking weight, the way he looks. So I think he's going to drop that from 205.
I
You know,
actually do
he
want to
look very
know.
small. Even if even
Actually. Mm-hmm.
go on, no, go on. Sorry.
I was gonna say I actually do want to know what his working weight is, cause he looked very tiny in that PFL fight. Honestly, yeah. You were going to finish your thought.
That
Sorry
guy
to
is very
interrupt you.
big too. I was just gonna say like even I think the weight will be a problem for him. Well, maybe not a problem. I think the weight to try to restore this big tough as well. I think those guys are going to be big. It seems like they will be, but I think I have seen because in places like tough, 2 rounds, the guy is the mental. He moves around. He has good movement. He's in football. He played American football before, so I
Mm.
think his movement is just work. And even that fight that he lost, because he moved well. That guy just out with those things. I think if you focus on his movement, he'll be okay. He'll be stop.
Mm. Okay. Okay, I think enough about Mohammed Usman. We are very excited about this. At least I have a reason to watch that show. Honestly, I don't want to see Pena and Amanda Nunes beefing each other.
I want to see that because I feel like
I
Kenya
don't
will
want
talk
to
too much
see
trash
it.
in that.
I don't
He
want to
talks so
see it,
much. He
bro.
talks so
But
much trash.
okay. Me, I'm more interested in the motive, man. The motive. Anyways,
For sure. That's how I got.
so anyways,
Who do you think? Who do you think will come on your team? Do you think you to pick him or Kenya pick him? And who do you think? So who do you think to pick him? That's one question. Yeah, who do you think is the better coach for him?
okay. So that's a very good question, yo. That's a very good question. So I think in the heavyweight division, he might be picked up. He might be picked like quick in the like if they're picking, they're going to pick him first because of that Kamaru Usman clout that is hanging over him. He has the Usman last name, and one of the coaches would want to have an Usman in their team, right? And I think whomever picks first, I don't know the credentials of the other heavyweights on in there, but whoever picks first would probably pick him first, and he's gonna be the first two pick. But answering your question about who should I want him to fight with under, huh? Hmm, that's a good question, oh, bros. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Amanda should pick him. I don't have any reason why I would say I choose Amanda over Pena, but I should say he probably should be with Amanda because she's the popular person. and if Amanda wins, he wins, and that's all good on him. What's your pick?
Well, I first thought Amanda because Amanda is a champion. It's good to have championship experience. Even though you're playing as a champion too now, Amanda is a long-time champion. And I feel like her skill set translates more to like a heavyweight because she's like a brawler, has heavy power. But I thought about Timo, I feel like Pena is probably a better coach. I feel like I'll pick Pena because I think Pena will help him refine the skills a bit more. And remember, Nunes has left American top team. That means that coaches now are going to be option. She's going to have her own coaching team. And I don't know how credible those coaches are in that team. So I think like Pena's system better, Pena's package. I can't feel like we have a better time fighters.
Okay. Well, here what settles it is that whichever team Usman is on, that is the team that I'm supporting. Right? I don't care if he's on Pena's team or if he's on Amanda's team. Anyone that pick him, that is my team. Those are the guys I'm healing. Anyways, we would move ahead. That's a very good question. And from the big brother Usman to the small brother Usman.
Come on, African!